Enrique, chance! Enrique! He's done it again! Brisbane have won it. The Orange Order is restored. Champions of Australia for a record third time.
So the champions, Brisbane Roar, get their title defence underway. Opportunity for Jitze. Oh boy! Whipped across the face and it's an own goal. Look out, he's been sent off, Matt Mackay. Well, the champions have been beaten first up.
Enrique, he'll try one. Enrique with a score strike. What a goal! Now here's a chance for Keogh. On his left back, Keogh, he's done it again. Here's the delivery. Up they go. Here's the header. And yes, it is the one. There's the final whistle. 3 points to Perth Glory.
No time for 2 touches this time for Young. And Yanko's having a crack. And it's in. Oh, what a goal! But now he tries to pick out the top corner. Oh, it's another stunner. Yeah, what a win for Sydney FC. Is it a crisis developing for the champions? They start a campaign with 3 straight losses.
There you have it, Brisbane Roar's season thus far, and we've got the main man right here on Sunday Shootout Couch. A very warm welcome to Mike Mulvey. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Tara. It's a pleasure.
Well, welcome.
Great to be here. And we just want to point out that we did take the Wanderers jersey off the table there.
Oh, what a fantastic effort, though. You know, congratulations from our club to them. They've set the scene, haven't they, for what should follow in the future for all Australian clubs. Brilliant.
Were you up watching the game, Mike?
I watched it this morning. I turned my phone off, so I didn't know the results, so I watched it this morning. I needed my beauty sleep.
Of course you did, and you're looking very beautiful, I've got to say. Now, we've got to start things off on a bit of a serious note, of course, but the disclaimer is that we are only 3 games into the season. Now, this is a table of how champions have gone after 3 games and how their title defences worked out. Now, Mike, you're bottom of the table with 3 losses, and history tells us that no defending champion has made finals with at least 4 points from their first 3 games. The biggest recovery in that table there is Melbourne Victory in the 09-10 season, who finished second on the table and lost to Sydney FC in the grand final. Now, looking at that table, how confident are you of bucking that trend?
You've done a lot of work, haven't you?
Got a great production team, I've got to say, here at Fox Sports.
It was well delivered.
Welcome to the show.
It was well delivered, but the point is, the statistics are there to be broken.
Yeah.
You know, the key point you made is that there's only 3 games gone. Now, am I hurting? Absolutely. Are the fans hurting? Absolutely. Are the players hurting? Absolutely. But you know what? It should hurt, because we've not performed up to the level that we expect of ourselves. And having said that, in the first 2 games, I thought we deserved something out of both games. Sydney was a different story. But we're working hard. We're trying to evolve our game, and we're looking to improve.
Now, Mike, a couple of tough questions for you, very quick ones, true or false. If you want to elaborate, you may. We all know that winning has 1,000 fathers and losing's an orphan. So when you lose, things are exacerbated. We're hearing rumours that there's unrest in the dressing room. True or false? Your chance to put it straight.
Totally false.
Okay.
Absolutely 100% false. If you'd have been at our training session on, I think it was 2 days ago, you would know that there's a team committed out there together. We all stand together. We lose together, we win together. And the dressing room is solid. The players are committed to turning this around. You know, what we need now is we need people to, you know, let's face the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We lost some quality players.
Yeah.
You know, we lost Bessart Berisha, we lost Ivan Franic, Michael Theo's not been available. Now, the key thing there is that these guys are also very strong personalities. So when you take those out of your dressing room, you know, some people have got to step into those shoes. So it's not as easy as just doing what you normally do on a training paddock and then performing in front of the cameras, in front of the, you know, the media and the fans and everything. And what we need from some of our younger lads is to take that opportunity and really stand up to the plate. I'm confident we've got the players that will do that.
Last one, true or false. You won a double last season in exceptional fashion. It does put a crosshair on your back in terms of as a side. Now, if this season does go pear-shaped, does winning that double, does that make any difference to the pressure that you have on your job?
Well, that's always an interesting one, because the coach is always in the firing line. And, you know, I don't waste one moment of my life thinking or worrying about that. It's about, can we improve? My focus is very much on improving our structure, improving our quality of play. I know there's certain areas we've got to improve in, and we will. I mean, I've got great staff, got a great group of players, and we've got a great desire. It's, you know, I'm watching these pictures now, and a few months ago we were on top of the pile, and I'm sitting here in front of you today to accept levels of criticism which are natural when you're in this position. And one thing I promise the fans is that we'll go away and we'll continually work hard to try and improve. And I'm sure you guys would accept we've got to improve.
Yeah. You guys played some sensational football. I mean, it was just so entertaining, successful as well. And then, I just had the feeling, a lot of the time you praised the players a lot, basically saying, it's not about me, the players, this and that. And now you've got a different team. You've lost Berisha, lost Franjic as well. So, I mean, what about the adjustments with your philosophy? Have you gone into this season with exactly the same philosophy, even though you've got different personnel? Or do you feel that there need to be a few adjustments made that maybe you didn't make?
Well, Ned, the key thing is that life's like football. It's about inches at times. Now, against Adelaide, we were very good, and we didn't come away with anything. We could have at least come away with a point. Now, they're flying at the top of the league. Against Perth Glory, we should have won.
Yeah.
We were in front twice, and we didn't come away with anything. We didn't defend as well as we could defend, and against Sydney, we didn't turn them around enough and make them defend deeper and create some opportunities for us to play through the gaps. And what happens is when you've got no points, it exacerbates the situation. To answer your question, my philosophy will remain the same way that it is. We just need to get a little bit smarter about how we do, what we do, and when we do it. I'm committed to playing football out from the back. I'm committed to playing entertaining, attacking football. We need to just be a little bit smarter at times about how we do it, and when we do it, and who we're doing it against. For example, we played Sydney last week, and their centre-backs are defending 20 metres inside our half. Never once did we turn them around. So that's something that we've identified that we can improve on. And we've got the players, and we've got the mentality, and we've got the quality.
Saying that, Michael, I actually showed that last week, that they were pressing very high, virtually going man on man, and they were 3-on-3 at the back. Yeah. Don't you think sometimes players need to make the decision themselves and know, look, I'm out on the pitch, I can feel what's happening, can we turn them around? And have you got players to turn them around? I know Henrique can, but Thomas likes to come to the ball, there's a few other players like to come to the ball. So how can you change that? Do you work on that in training, or do they make decisions out on the pitch as well?
We talk constantly about how we're going to play against a particular opponent or in our own game. Mainly we concentrate on our own game, John. Yes, players have that ability and that feel for the game, and they're the ones who decide at that moment what they're going to do with the ball. But the onus always stops with me. What advice have I given? What information have I given? And one thing I can tell you is we've talked about in training in the last week and a half, which has been a fantastic 10 days of training since the last game, is let's be smart and let's turn teams around so that they're defending towards their own goal. But we've also got to get people who are facing the goal. We talk a lot about getting people on the ball, facing forward to be able to play forward. It'll come. You saw a little glimpse of the future there with someone like Brandon Barella the other week. He really he put them to the sword a little bit, and we just continue to grow. But every week we go out to strive to win. It's at a stage now where we need to win.
Yeah, and talking about players missing, Liam Miller, an integral part of his success last season. He was released this week. Is there anything other than the fact that it was just time for him to move on, that we can look at that and say, well, is that another sort of sign that maybe all's not well in and around the place, or he just needed to move on, Mike?
Well, what I'll say about that, Bozza, is that I thanked Liam, I phoned him up and I thanked him for the services for the club. I brought him to the club specifically to
he was
win a trophy. And I'm sorry to see him go. But, Liam missing is someone else's opportunity, and someone else needs to step up to the plate. And as we've said before, it's not so much about just the playing, it's the personality side of things. You guys have all played at a very high level. If you haven't got the personality to really deliver and mix with the top players and the top situations, it's difficult. And some of our young lads have got to get on that steep learning curve. And it'll happen because they've got some great pros in the dressing room, lads who will help them along the way. And if they listen to them and they perform without fear, we'll bounce back.
Yeah.
Mark, you face Melbourne City on Saturday at home. How are you going to differ, or will you change your approach compared to your first 3 fixtures of the season?
Well, we'll continue to believe in what we do, Tara, but I'm not going to give the game plan away right here, right now, because this is a pretty important game. But I promise you that, I want our fans to get out there and support us, get behind us, because, you might not have any points, but it doesn't mean that you've lost the love for the club or the desire to play well. And we'll get out there and we'll try our hearts out, and we'll try and get the win. But it comes from performance. It's not about are we after the result. We're after the performance first. The result will follow.
I've got a touch on that. You said it's a pretty important game. How much does that play in the back of your mind, how important and integral these 3 points are to get your first win of the season?
Well, I think that's the key. It will change the perception of a lot of people about, oh, something wrong with Brisbane Roar. There's nothing wrong with Brisbane Roar except the fact that we're not where we want to be. And we take full responsibility. I take full responsibility for that.
It's a manager's job, isn't it?
Absolutely, Bozza. And you know what? I'll look down the lens of a camera and I'll tell our fans, we will turn it around. I believe, the players believe, and if we get the fans behind us, like I say, if we get a big crowd there next week, you know, we've got to start turning around, and we will.
Well, you definitely got runs on the board after last season, like Ned said. So I don't think no one else has got any other choice but to believe you, because you have the runs on the board, and it's fantastic that you've come here to answer these questions, especially for the fans, and to not to run away from it. I think sometimes, you know, it's easy to run away from these type of things, especially in the position you are. So I think that's a real compliment.
Well, there's somebody who you know pretty well, Sir Alex Ferguson, who you know, Manchester United is my team. I followed them forever, and he would say that the true worth of any champion is how you come out after a defeat.
Yeah, very true.
And I know we've got the dressing room, and the players will come out and they'll show the true worth of themselves.
Well, we do wish you luck in that clash against Melbourne City. And talking of Melbourne City, they faced Adelaide United, and it was 19-year-old Bruce Camus who was subbed on late in the game, and he won the spot kick, which Karuska converted, sealing the 3-point.